Hi, welcome to the WinCan system training.
In this video we are going to cover how to create new project. Data entry of inspection information to finally generating report and printing. Do not worry if you find some of the features not available in new version. This is due to the type of license you owned. We recommend user to have basic understanding on pipe assessment coding to understanding the training better. We have also broke the training into modular for easy and targeted training which is less stressful. Let's start.
If this is the first project you are creating, you may want to check the setting by clicking Home menu and Preset. Here you will see the setting of the country, standard chosen, the database and its root folder location, etc. You can change by selecting the down arrow at the side. Once you confirm the setting, click on the green tick below. To create new, click plus new project icon on the top left, a project creation wizard will pops up. Here you can state your project name and standard again if you wish to change, otherwise we'll leave it as it is. The same thing, any change can be made by clicking at the down arrow at the side. You can change the auto naming if you want the system to auto name your project, otherwise leave it in default. Would recommend to leave the new project standard at default. Unless you specific requirement. Click Next once you are done. Confirm your project path again and if no change, proceed to the next step. You can change your project path by clicking the yellow folder.
And choose the path you want to save your project.
Here the summary of the setting chosen earlier, click Next. After finish loading, a job wizard will appear. Here you create your job name and enter the necessary details. We'll create and enter some data as an example here. You can state the job purpose by clicking the down arrow at the side for preset sample. Otherwise you can leave it empty. Click the green button to further proceed after finish all the details. The system will then pop up with a new pages. This is where you set up your client details, operator and equipment. You can shift the field by dragging the divider whenever needed. You can also edit the operator's details by simply clicking on the operator's name. To add client info, click the plus icon at the bottom right in the client's field. Enter the details of your client here. We'll create and enter some data as an example here. To add the client logo, click the box at the logo file column and add the logo. Once you are done, click the file icon to save your data. Then proceed to create a new operator in the operator field. Once you create the operator, it will appear in all future job, so you do not have to create again unless you have new addition. These are the existing operator create. You can add and remove here. Finally is the equipment data, which is applicable if you have many teams with different set of equipments that you might want to keep track and allocated to a project. The equipment can be any equipment related to the project such as lorry, jetter, etc.
Check the client, XYZ construction is added to the client field.
Once done, always remember to click Save. Now we are in the project file. The project name created earlier will appear on the top, and so is the project path. Here you can enter your project description and related details. This detail will reflect in the project report during printing. So choose what you want to put in. You can also key in your project number, project status if any. Next column you see the information of the job created. You can shift the field by dragging the divider whenever needed. When the header is too difficult to read, point the cursor, the header will show up. Now, select the section menu on the top of the project name. This is where we enter our inspection data. Like what we mentioned, if you find it difficult to read the header or enter data, you can drag the divider when working on them. Beside of the Sections tab, we can also see other tabs such as Ratings, Validation Results, and Documents. We do not need them now, so we'll skip them. We will now work on the Section tab. Go to the bottom of Section field and click plus icon to create new section of an inspection. This is where to enter your inspection data section by section. Go through the tables and fill in the necessary information required. The column highlighted in yellow is mandatory, so you must make sure these columns are completed. Let's see some of the examples of data entry here. We'll create and enter some data as an example here. You can see some of the templates by clicking on the down arrow. Choose whatever is suitable for your application. As you can see, these are common data you need in your inspection report, such as manhole number, size of the pipe, material, distance and conditions of the pipes. State the direction of your inspection, condition and environment during the inspection. You can leave it empty if it is irrelevant or if it is not required by regulator. The same here. Most of the information has already been created or set earlier, so just click and select from the drop-down list. We'll create and enter some data as an example here. You can leave it empty if it is irrelevant or if it is not required by regulator. Once done, click Save. You will see the section created earlier is in the section field. Now proceed to Observations section to enter your inspection data. Choose plus icon at the bottom, it will bring you to the MSCC5 pipe coding page. As usual, you will start at the manhole, so near the search menu on top type Start. A list observation related to manhole will appear for your action. Choose code that fitted your observation and then finish of with tick the green box below. State the distance reading and continue. Then close this observation box and it will go back to the earlier interface. Now we need to have video from the inspection for reporting. Click on the video clip button on the first row of the observation which sit beside photo 2. Select your video file and it will appear in the photo/video field. The video file will be stored together with this project file. Here you can increase and decrease the speed of the video while do inspection. WinCan also have the function of fast forward and backward of the video played. Pause if you want to snap photo and then click on photo number 1 on the observation nodes. The photos will be saved and reflected in your reports. Now continue with the report. We create another nodes. The MSCC5 observation codes will pops up again. We take for example, this is a structural broken joint. Choose the right code and enter the necessary details, then save. Lastly, enter the meter reading or distance of the fault, then the photo before we save. We ran through a few sample data here for your easy understanding. Continue with the observation by clicking play video. Then continue with new observation and repeat the same steps. For new users who never used WinCan before, the clock on the right side is for an indication of the area where the fault is. You can highlight the area by clicking the mouse. Again, enter the meter reading or distance of the fault, then the photo before we save. We'll create just a few samples so we can see some data on the report later. Samples coding and photos used here are not correct and should not be used as reference. Let's try to create a sample on longitudinal fault whereby fault such as crack may stretch from one point to another point. Once you're done choosing, you will see a column for continuous observation. Here you have an option to choose Start, which is the point where the fault starts. Remember, you must ensure to have a finish observation, otherwise you cannot generate the inspection report later as it is still considered incomplete. Once you have a continuous start, the next observation created will have an orange highlighted box on top which remind you of a pending finish. Now we shall make this continuous observation as finish. Believe we have a few data, enough for a simple report. Once done, create the last observation with finish and end it at the last manhole. In the event of abandoned inspection, search abandon and complete the last observation with abandon code and remark. Remember, the last observation must be finish or abandon. Otherwise, you cannot generate the report. Here in the remark box, you can state your reason to abandon the inspection. We will complete this observation with finish at the end of inspection. Review the observation list. You can click on Photos, Video Clip to ensure all is in order. Click on Information to edit is necessary. There are also lateral and manhole observation if version have it. The lateral will be like the section whereby you can enter data for lateral inspection if any. We'll skip the manhole since not all versions come with manhole feature. Now we are going to report printing. Select Printing menu on top and then Printing panel. Here you can choose the WinCan reports that you wish to print. You can tick and untick the left section of the menu on the type of report you want to include. We leave out the lateral since we did not have any observation on lateral. See the selection available and choose accordingly. Once done, select Printer icon at the bottom. It may take a while to process the report depending the size of your video, photos and report. Let's see some of the report here. You have the logo and summary, header, observation report and grading, photos etc. If you're happy with the report, you can print by clicking on the printing menu above. Here I am adding more selection from the reporting printing menu. Let's see the additional header and information generated. See, we have more information where might helps with your reporting. We have additional report on project information, scoring summary, table of content with the rest of the section report. We will not go into details on the printing. You can play around with the setting and change the report according to your need. We will not go through the rest of the features again here as it is not available for some WinCan VX version. That's it for this video. We hope it helps to get you started. Do feel free to contact us should you need further assistance. Thank you.